Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from our studio here at Casa de Bruckert, where we're going to be sampling another fine local beer from Oviedo Brewing Company. Now, we've actually done this one before. It was the last year's edition, or maybe even the year before's edition. So we're going to try out the new edition that just was released and canned on January the 8th. So this is going to be some really fresh beer, and we're going to try it two different ways. I do have it on in a growler, so draft, and then I have it in the new cans that we have available here. As you can see, DeKnightful. Now, let's talk a little bit about DeKnightful and what it is. The beer is from Oviedo Brewing Company, DeKnightful, and it's a Belgian-style triple. And it is really a phenomenally good beer, and I've drank quite a bit of it. As a matter of fact, we've had a keg here at the house before on the last batch. So we're giving the official taste on the new batch this year. So the beer clocks in at 9.4% alcohol by volume. I think last time, I believe, if I remember right, I think it was 9.1. So it's a little bit higher in octane, which is good. Low in IBUs, so it's not going to be your hop fest. It's 30 IBUs, which is extremely low. They use Pilsner malt and dextrose, and then they use the good Belgian yeast or Belgian Trappist yeast, which is, we've talked about, is one of my favorites. DeKnightful is kind of named after the UCF Knights, which is why I have my UCF Knights shirt on now. It seems weird that we did a beer in Tallahassee before, now we're doing one from UCF, but I guess things come in groups. So we're going to be doing this, and the DeKnightful, as you can see on the can, you see the knight, and then because of Oviedo, you see the rooster's head on top. So artwork, again, phenomenal on these beers, and we're going to be having it two ways. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour the first one here so we can get it in here, and I think I've got enough here for a taste here. There's not a whole lot left of this. We got to drinking on it last night, so I'm just going to go ahead and just pour the rest of it. What the heck? What do we got to lose? All right, so we got that there. Now, one thing about this, I can't really, since we did open it last night, it's not going to be as fresh as it was when we first opened it, but I'll be able to tell the difference because I've had it on draft recently, so if it tastes any different than normal, I'll let you know. Now, the next one that we're going to have, and I'm going to go ahead and open, is the canned version, since they're now doing canned, which is great because now you can have this beer year-round. You just stock up on it and hold on to it and drink it when they no longer have it. All right, so there we go. So now we got the two. So let's talk about this here. The beer, because it's a Oviedo Brewing Company isn't gigantic, it hasn't got enough reviews to give it an official rating on Beer Advocate. It gets a 3.9 out of 5 on Untapped, which again, like we've talked about before, 3.9 on Untapped is phenomenal because you'll see lots of 4.5, 4.3, 4.4, all in that category, and then you'll get a 1. And it's a 1 because the people don't understand that style of beer, or it's not their thing. They don't like high alcohol beers. They probably like Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? It's just the people that don't really appreciate the fine beer. So that's why when we're done here, I'm going to give you my rating on this beer. And I already know what my rating on this beer is, but I'm going to go ahead. We're going to first try the one here with the draft or in the growler that we got. So right off the bat, you get a definitely the Belgian yeast. And to me, when I go for a triple, Belgian style triple or triple quad, that's the first thing I want to smell. If I don't smell that yeast, I'm probably not going to be as big a fan of the beer. But Nolan at Oviedo Brewing Company knows what he's doing. There's no fooling around with him. He nails this beer very well. Oh yeah. And then you get like the esters or the spices that are in there. And then you get like a bubblegum type flavor, or scent, I guess I should say. And then you get like a little bit of a clove bite to it. Yeah. Oh yeah. They nailed this beer. So I'm not gonna mess around. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start drinking it. We'll talk about it. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the beer, and there's a lot of other people that are a big fan of this beer. As a matter of fact, I might have to go ahead and get a keg of this one because I love it so much, and I have had a keg before. So, mm, ah, so if you remember, around Christmas time, we did the BJ's Brew House Grand Cru, right? When I taste this beer, I find a lot of similarities between this beer and the Grand Cru as far as the scents, the flavors, and all that. I mean, they're two different beers. Don't get me wrong. The Grand Cru would probably fall into like the Tripel category, so they should have very similar characteristics. But the scent, the smell of it, the taste, it all comes together very similarly. And as we talked about before, Grand Cru is a beer that I absolutely love, from BJ's, and I look forward to all year. This again is another one of those beers. As a matter of fact, before I heard that they were going to be redoing this beer and coming out with it again, I had said, "Hey, when are you guys going to do that DeKnightful again?" And they go, "Oh, by the way, we just did that one," and this was back in end of November, early December. I'm not sure what it was, but they had just got it going. So very good timing because I do truly enjoy this beer. Now let's try it out of the can. This is one thing I haven't tried is out of the can. So let's get that. So we do get some nice, because they brewed it properly. You do get some nice lacing around the glass. And these are some of the most beautiful glasses, these Oviedo Brewing Company glasses. And they do have them available. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but we've talked about it before. If you follow around the glass, it has the brewing process in it. So it goes from one to the next, to the next, to the next. So it's kind of a cool glass in the fact that you can watch the brewing process while you're drinking the beer. Ah, same delicious beer in can and on draft. A lot of different beers that you get out there. They'll taste slightly different in a can or a bottle than they do on draft. Um, these are like I would say spot on, identical in taste, and it's probably because it's fresh. I mean, this was just brewed a couple of days ago, or just released a couple of days ago. So the draft and the can should taste exactly the same. But I have a feeling because of the way they do cans nowadays, they're going to continue to taste, very good quality in these cans. And again, I can't say enough good things about the artwork that Oviedo Brewing Company does with their beers. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating, okay? And I think that this is definitely an outstanding beer, okay? So I'm going to give this beer I would say a 90, maybe a little bit higher, 91, 92 out of 100, which is excellent. As a matter of fact, I can't even really think of too many local breweries, well, not even local breweries, but I mean breweries that I've been to that I found any beer that is better than the quality of this beer. There's some that are different styles, which I might rate a little bit higher, but that's just because they're a different style and the complexity, like bourbon barrel aged and things like that. But this all day long is a 90 plus beer, which puts it into outstanding category. Like I said, it got a 3.9 out of 5, which is great on Untappd. But I think for style, this is just a beautiful beer. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy these because Oviedo Brewing Company is just a great, great place. They make great beer. Mm. Can't go wrong. And the UCF Knights are a really good football team to watch also. I've been to many games. I love to go see the Knights. It's actually, the stadium is 1.8 miles from my house to actually walk into the stadium. So needless to say, we've done some tailgating beforehand and gone to some really good games there. So kind of missed that because I haven't gone in a while, so I'm really overdue. So maybe we'll go to a game next year when COVID's over. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues and how much fun we're having drinking great beer and talking about great beer. And if you want any cool gear like this really cool Beer Issues hat or t-shirts or anything like that, go to shop.beerissues.com where you can find all kinds of cool Beer Issues merchandise. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.